Okay. I was saying we're going to use the book of Mark, chapter 10. For our text tonight, we're going to use the book of Mark, chapter 10. I'll be reading verse 9. Is everyone with me?
Yes, Mpanza.
Okay. I'm using book of Mark, chapter 10, verse 9. What therefore God had joined together, let no man put asunder. It's going to be our text for tonight. Whatever that God has joined together, let no man put asunder. Noma yini uNkulunkulu ayihlanganise ndawonye, angabikho umuntu ozothi akuhlukanise. Ngicela sikhuleke kuleyo text yethu yanamhlanje. Baba sezulwini, nanti izwi lakhe silifundile, sicela ngalo Nkosi uba usibusise kule nkulumo yethu emfishane sizoba nayo, silekelele sizwe bese silekelele kuba Nkosi sikwazi ukukhula kwekamoya ngoKristu Nkosi yethu. Amen. Ngiyezwakala konke umuntu bazalwane before ngikhulume. Ngiyezwakala mfundisi.
Amen.
Okay. Thank you.
Ngiyazwakala mfundisi, perfect.
Okay. For tonight, I'm going to use this text for one good reason. The Bible is clear when it comes to issues of marriage. If you decide to commit yourself to someone else, you need to consider this verse, especially Mark 10, verse 9, which is clear to everyone. It doesn't matter which language you're using, even if you are using Zulu or English or Tswana or Sotho or Afrikaans, it will say one and the same thing. If you decide to commit yourself, you must consider that that decision becomes a life commitment according to God. If you decide to commit yourself to someone else's life, that simply means you aren't going to wake up the following day and say, I think I made a mistake, this is not the right person. The moment you decide to commit yourself with someone else, it becomes a life commitment. Now, today I'm going to speak not more on a spiritual note, but I want to consider most of the things we always ignore, especially when we're preparing two people to commit themselves. Since I'm speaking before the altar, I want to say a few things today. One, before you commit yourself to someone else, make sure that whoever that you decide to commit yourself with, mentally they are well, because we've often discovered that most couples, they've decided to go in to take a step into marriage without reconsidering if the person that they are committing themselves to, they are mentally well. And two, I will also speak on the issue of making sure that when it comes to fertility issues, you've also checked that before you say I do. Because most couples, they find themselves trapped when they want to have kids and they discover that the other partner or the other person cannot conceive. Then they end up, they will always discover that after they've committed themselves to each other, then this text is binding themselves. Now they can't separate one. Oh, sorry about that. My wife is calling. So I want to focus on those two issues for tonight. Firstly, before you say I do to someone, you need to check the background of that person. The last time we spoke, I'm not too sure what Pastor Mjali said last night, but I want to go back to what I said on our first meeting when I was speaking about issues where you want to commit yourself to someone else, and I've mentioned a lot of other things. But today I want to elaborate or to continue from what I said on that day. I'm going to ignore whatever that Pastor Mjali said yesterday because I was not here online. So I can't allude to what he said yesterday. first of all, if you decide to commit yourself to someone and you want to have you want to live your life with that person, I've got things to share tonight. First of all, you need to know the background of that person. Why do I want to emphasize on the background of an individual that you want to commit yourself with? There's no one, if we talk about issues of marriage, who end up saying, I want to end the relationship with this person that I'm with, without acknowledging that I've got issues with the person that I'm with based on the background of that person. In most cases, it always has to do with the background of the person that you're married to. So, like, if I were to tell you one of the things that I was dealing with, as in yesterday, I was in a meeting where I was with this couple. Both of them, I had to sit down almost from 11 to 7 o'clock in the evening, from 11 in the morning to 7 o'clock in the evening, listening to whatever that they were going through. What I could pick from their issues, I can summarize in one word. When they decided to build a life together, no one bothered to check the background of each other. Everything that they are going through or that they faced, it has to do with background. When I decided to join or to marry this person, I did not take time to check the background of the person that I'm committing my life into. Now, before you marry someone, make sure Uguti, you ask questions that has to do Noguti. How was the relationship between your father and your mother? I was saying, before you commit your life to someone, you need to check the background of the person that you're committing yourself into. I was saying yesterday, I had a very long meeting from 11 to 7 o'clock. The discussion was about issues of life, like everything that they've gone through. But according to what I've discovered, it's simple. The girl or the guy did not check the background of each other. Both of them, they did not bother about that. Now, when I was seated in that meeting, I could discover or figure out that when they discovered that they want to take a step from the relationship to commit themselves to each other, they were just made in love. They did not bother about issues that matters the most. To say, how was your childhood life? How was the relationship between your mother and your father? Because we cannot deny the fact that what we are, I can't say because my mother, she's not an Adventist and my father was not an Adventist, therefore it's not going to infect impilo engiyona as an Adventist now. Because indlela engikhule ngayo, it has a bigger role to play emshadweni wami uma sengishada. Now, before you commit yourself to someone else, make sure ukuthi ubuzile ukuthi how is the relationship between you and between your father and your mother. If a guy were to say, my father used to beat my mother, the next question should be, have you dealt with that? Have you go like in a counseling, in a psychologist to deal with that? Because more especially as Black people, we always take for granted ukuthi isn't this cool esiyibona emakhayeni ethu. They play a huge role when we become abantu abadala and we want to settle down and want to have our own families. Now, whatever you do in your household, into ebiyenzakala ekhaya kini, it's part of who you are now. Now, in that meeting, I discovered that the guy that I was dealing with, he never considered issues kababu wakhe noma wakhe emshadweni wakhe. He thought ukuthi simply because I heard what my father used to do into my mother, I'm going to become a better or a best husband because I know what to avoid. Not knowing what ama characters ethu asikwazi ukuwa controller, but the other person will be able to say, this is who you are compared to what you think ukuthi you are to the next person. Now, this guy says to me, I used to see my father beating my mother to a point where my mother won't even be able to wake up and cook and go to fetch water and do our house causes. And my father will be doing that. Now, all these years, this guy have been doing that, thinking, Ukuti, I'm doing it because I'm trying to be a best husband, not knowing what he's doing, what his father used to do. Now, when did he discover Uguti, I'm a best version of my father? He discovered that the moment he started to beat his wife, he will cook, he will clean the house, he will do whatever that needs to be done, he will bath the kids, he will clothe the kids, he will do everything. He will ask even his wife, what can I do to make you happy? But he'll always do this. Now, before you commit yourself to someone, check the background of the person. Abantu abaningi bayahlanya. Let me put it in that way. Abantu abaningi bayahlanya, but while they are still in a relationship, they will always pretend. They will act as if they are not mad. But if you deal with them personally, you'll discover izinto abanye abantu abangeke bezidiscover ukuthi, by the way, you are married into a madman. Now, uzodiscover sekulate the time eseqala ukukushaya ukuthi lo muntu oshade naye akakaze abasober ukuthi ama feelings akhe ubewafihlile ngoba bengeke kwazi ukuwabona kuyena. Now, it's not always about ukuthi I love this guy. It's about checking the background. 2, check also ukuthi when he grew up, wake wakwazini ukuthi abe sexually involved nama cousins akhe, nama sisters akhe, nama relatives akhe. Now, in our black community, we have what we call imizi, where we'll play imizi with our cousins and stuff like that. Now, in most cases, we always avoid ukuthi umuntu oke wadlala imizi nama cousins akhe, nama extended families members akhe, la khona a lot of things will take place. Sizitshela ukuthi kwakuyi period where khona umuntu wayemncane khona, not knowing ukuthi ngokwakhe as long as ungeyena ingane kama wakhe, it means sexually he can do anything with you. Now, let's say it happens ukuthi ushada nomuntu onengane ngaphandle komshado, and lengane, for example, mhlawumbe ina 15 years seyikhulile. That person ngeke azabone ingane yakho ezingane yakhe, uzehlezi ebona ingane yakhe njengomuntu angenza nayo noma yini. Why so? Because when he grew up, yaye ngekho into ethi umuntu ozalwa uantu wakho, umuntu ozalwa umalume wakho, fanele wazi ukuthi uyafana nomuntu ozalwa uma wakhe. Ngokwakhe umuntu angakwazi ukumhlonipha kuphela when it comes to sexual issues, umuntu ozalwa uma wakhe nozalwa ubaba wakhe. Now when you come emshadweni nengane yakho angahlobene nayo, kanti ngokwe background yakhe, the moment he realized ukuthi i-relationship or ubudlelwane bu-distance ngokwakhe, so that simply means ukuthi lo muntu leyo usengenza noma yini naye, then sekukuningi okonakalayo ngoba usiyaqala ukubona ingane yakho as a potential sexual partner, not as umuntu okufana amhloniphe ngokuthi uyifamily yakhe lo. Now that's a second thing. 2, umuntu okhule eshawa ngabazali bakhe, umuntu mhlawumbe okhule ehlala nama relatives emndenini, ehlala no aunt, ehlala no malume, no baba omncane no mama omncane, bam abuse mentally. Before you commit yourself, check that person ukuthi he's mentally stable. Ngoba uma uke washada naye ungazi ukuthi une anger ayireservile against ifamily yakhe, ngeke aze express that anger kubantu bakubo meseshadile uzo expressa kuwena. Now wena ushada nomuntu uyitshela ukuthi ushada nomuntu omthandayo, kanti ushada nomuntu ohlukumezekile mentally uzokuveza lezo zinto leyo maqala ukuvela ama-issues emshadweni ukuthi kahle kahle ngoba ungibona mina ngihlukumezeke ku-1 no-2 no-3 uzothi uma udina lowo muntu lo uthola ukuthi usuyi-victim yezinto ezenzakale ebuncaneni bakhe obungahlangani wena nazo kanti yena uzoyi-expressa kuwena ngoba ayikho enye indawo ebengazikhiphela kuyona uzoyikhiphela kuwena. Now there are two things engifuna uku-emphasize. Check i-background yomuntu, check ukuthi mentally is stable, akazange yena ahlukumezeke as a cool. So in short, it's not always about love, it's also to do ne-background yomuntu ukumcheck ukuthi usuka kephi. Okwesithathu, checka i-sexual history yakhe. Uke wa-rape yini esamncane. It doesn't matter noba umuntu wesilisa, nabantu besilisa in our days baya-rape. Check ukuthi uke wayithola yini abuse when it comes to sexually. Why am I saying so? Uzoshada nomuntu uyitshela ukuthi wena ufuna umuntu ozokwazi ukuba sexual naye kanti ushada nomuntu olizondayo ucansi ngoba lumhlukumezile semncane uhlukunyezwe ngalo akalithandi. So check ukuthi lo muntu ofuna ukushada naye kuma issues of sexual sithini stand sakhe. Not going to elaborate on that. I wish I had my wife online ifield yakhe when it comes to medicine side or aspects. She was going to elaborate on that because she always tells me ukuthi whenever you talk to couples, make sure ukuthi we emphasize issues of sexuality because they play a huge role emshadweni, especially if umuntu ene background ka sexual emhlukumezile. And the last part engizokhuluma ngayo, it's about issues of fertility. Also, I wish she was also online with me. It's just that at the moment we don't stay together. Ngokomsebenzi, she's far away from me, like 220 kilometers away from each other. So she only comes home on weekends. Now, goma issues of fertility. Most couples ashada ngoba afuna ukuba nabantwana emshadweni. Hayi ngoba afuna ukushada. Ingoba if engaba nomntwana out of wedlock, bazonqunywa ebandleni, bazotreatwa as abantu abawile, bazodiscriminatewa, bazobizwa ngamagama. So they always find it easy to get married for the sake of having kids. But there are two reasons couples in most churches, in most of our churches, awenza ukuthi ashade. Bafuna ukuba sexually active, bafuna ukuba nabantwana. Now, if you're to ask them, what is the reason behind having sex and behind having in abantwana eyenza ufuna ukushada with your partner? In most cases, they don't have any other reasons. Now, umushada nomuntu with the hope that tomorrow, after today, you are going to have a kid together. And it happens ukuthi your partner akakwazi ukuconceive abantwana for whatever reasons. Maybe ngokwezempilo isibeletho sakhe cannot conceive, or mhlambe akayi ngokwabantu besifazane akabi nama-periods are-regular, so iphazamesekile cycle yakhe, so akakwazi ukuba nabantwana. Now, if kuwukuthi your core reason to get married is because you want to have kids, do check with your partner. So in short, take your partner into a gynecologist to say, can we check what we can have kids together in future? If the gynecologist was to say, my brother, I also tell you what, according to our sperm counts, it's 30% chances for you to have kids, which means 70% says you can't have kids. 30% uti, if you are lucky, you will have kids. So if ushada, get them shot knowing uti, you are taking a risk here, you might not have kids. Or a doctor, if it to say, unkosikazi wako, she will never have kids in a natural, ordinary way. Mhlambe you guys will have kids, umane what you call, I'll remember the name, like where udokotela will take iqanda likankosikazi and take sperm sakho and put it together so that you can have a kid. I just forgotten the way, the right way for that. Now, you need to know that, and that's not a cheap process. For example, the doctor will tell you ukuthi EVIF. For EVIF, ukuthi kwazi ukwenzakala, you'll need to have 60,000 rand in place. And medical aid, they cannot cover that. Now, you need to ask yourself, if your core reason to get married to someone, and the person you're getting married to cannot conceive. Now, ukuzumntwana womuntu engazigcini ethetha amacala angakwazi ukuwa controller because lento natural akuyona mistake yakhe. Now you have to say to her, yazi ngoba ngiyabona ukuthi ngeke sikwazi ukuba namntwana asiyeke lento esiyenzayo. Now nidinga ukuxoxa lento openly kungabikho ama commitment nikwazi ukuvumelana ngayo, so that if ubona ukuthi wena into ebikwenza ukuthi ushade ngoba ufuna abantwana, this is before the altar. Now uma kuvela ukuthi ngeke kwazi ukuba nabantwana, make it clear ukuthi asingaqhubeki la, asime la, ukuze ungadivorce umntana omuntu ngoba uthi akakwazi ukunikeza abantwana, whereas you were aware ukuthi she cannot conceive. Now you need to be honest with yourself before you say I do. Is this the right person? Am I going to be able to live with this person even if she cannot give me kids? If you are honest with yourself and the answer is I cannot live with that, say, let's call it a day before you say I do. Because at the end of the day, you will have to divorce that woman or that man, knowing ukuthi before you say I do, you were told ukuthi he or she cannot have kids. So you need to consider that. Now, maybe when I conclude on Friday, because now it's 20 to 7, I will talk also about finances, because that's one of the issues that we'll also need to consider before I say I do, or after, or before the altar. It's very important to know the person that you're getting married to, ukuthi financially, how is he? So that you don't end up saying, I think I married the wrong person, I married a broke guy or a broke woman. You need to consider that before you say I do. But for today, I would like to end. Check your partner, background yakhe, ukuthi how is his background. Check his mentally, ukuthi is he stable mentally, noma uhlukumezekile ngokomqondo because of past yakhe. If kukuthi uhlukumezekile, make sure you don't involve yourself with that person before he or she seeks a professional help, because ayisizwa lento umthandazo kodwa isizwa usizo olu professional. Okwesithathu that I also mentioned, to make sure if your core reason to get married to someone is because you want kids, go to the gynecologist or whoever to check both of you, can you be able to conceive or to have kids. If the answer is yes, komunye, the answer is no, komunye, make a sober decision, enga imposiwe by anything or enga forced by anything, to say ngizoqhubeka nawe, knowing ukuthi yini lena ozibophezela kuyona, ukuze kusasa you don't end up saying this woman cannot give me kids or this man cannot give me kids, therefore I want to divorce him or her. Because if Saute I do, there's no way back, because the text engivule it whatever that God has put together, akumele kube khona anyone ozokuhlukanisa. Can I stop here and take it back to Program Direct?